Hello guys, this is my first ever YouTube video. If you're here watching this, thank you so much. I have been collecting fragrances for the best part of 6 years, maybe 7 years, and I have an account on TikTok and I have an account on Instagram. They're very small, no one get excited, but I have big plans. I feel like YouTube felt like a really big step, and posting on TikTok and posting on Instagram didn't feel as like a big act to do. So as we are nearly at the end of the year, I thought my first YouTube video would be a roundup of all of the fragrances that I bought in 2025. And I bought 17, I think, if my memory serves. So let's get into what I bought in 2025. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I do have the order in which I purchased them, but I'm not going to do it in an order. And I think what I'll do, if I have a brand where I've got 2 or 3 fragrances, then I will just group those 2 or 3 together. So the video just runs a little bit quicker, because this is going to be the Lord of the Rings trilogy type of video. For a first video, I'm going hard on the length. Let's go. Okay, so let's kick it off with the first 2. And from one of my ultimate favourite brands, Xerjoff, Casmarati can do no wrong in my eyes. So the 2 that I have here in the blue bottles from the Join the Club collection are Cambridge Club and Ivory Rude. So let's just go with Cambridge Club first. This is a super sweet, rosy caramel coffee mixture. Think something like Intense Cafe from Montal, but with that Xerjoff little touch. How I feel about this fragrance is I probably shouldn't have bought it, because I'm a little bit bored of that type of Montal Intense Cafe DNA. And I'll be honest, I got this year. I've barely made a dent in this fragrance, and there are substantive dents in some of my other perfumes. So I don't know, was this a mistake? I'm not quite sure. I do really like the smell of it. I'm just, as I say, a little bit bored of that type of genre of fragrance, but does that mean I'll never wear it? Absolutely not. I will at some point, and maybe my taste will revert back to wanting something like this. But in my defense, this was very cheap. Next, Ivory Root, again from the Join the Club collection. This is a very spicy, woody vanilla. Simply put, that's what it is. It's not an overly complex fragrance. It just smells really refined, really sophisticated. It's a grown up vanilla. It's not a cupcake vanilla. It's not a girly girl vanilla. It's grown. She's a grown woman. Have I wore this a lot this year? Again, I'll be honest, no. I put a little dent in her. I am a serial oversprayer though, and when I overspray this, it gives me a massive headache, so I've got to learn to tread lightly with this one. Let's go to something I wore a lot. The Wedding Silk Santal from Kayali. I will forever repeat purchase this fragrance. This is gorgeous. As a comparison, I'm sure you all know, if you're watching this video, you're going to be into perfume and you'll most likely have smelled Kayali and the Wedding Silk Santal, but it smells a little bit like Dama Bianca to me, but a little more sweeter and a lot less powdery. This, just for comparison purposes, they are very similar. It's a little bit peachy, it's a sugared vanilla, slightly floral, not too much from the freesia that's in here. I do get a little touch of something florally. I'm not going to say that I can actually smell the freesia. I don't think I can. But if you love vanilla, you want something peachy, a little bit fruity, a little bit sparkling, this is absolutely a no-brainer. And I will forever repurchase her. I also got the little miniatures of Young Bougie Marshmallow and Young Pistachio Gelato from Kayali. Have I touched them a great deal? There's a little dent in them, but I have to be in the mood for them. These are super sweet, and I think when I first got them, they have macerated a little bit, and I think that's good with Kayali. You should let them sit for a little bit. But when I first got them, I actually really liked the pistachio more, but now the Young Bougie Marshmallow has sat, I think she's a clear winner. But super sweet and girly girl. I don't think you really need to analyse what these fragrances smell like. They just smell super sweet. This one smells like strawberry. This one smells a tiny bit nutty, but I have actual sort of stronger pistachio fragrances in my collection, so it's not really something that I can smell in here. It just smells sweet and maybe creamy as well, because of the whipped cream sort of ice creamy touch that's in here. but still a very easy reach if you want something super sweet. Stick with another miniature for now. This is Rare from Rare Beauty. I actually got this when I bought my Matiere bracelet. Obviously it's super tiny, I didn't sort of buy this size. This is a very good skin scent. I am surprised at how much I have wore this, and yes, there's not a great deal of a dent in here, but a roll-on will take a bit of time to have a dent in it. But I actually might purchase a full size of this. This, I think, has won me over. It's a little sweet, there's some vanilla, there's a musky element to it, there's a skin accord note, there is apparently a pistachio note. I do not get that at all. I get a tonka bean, absolutely. There is this really nice grounded sweetness from the fragrance, but it just smells so good. When I put this on after I've had a shower and I'm getting into bed, and I think I've associated it with having a nighttime routine with this fragrance and rolling this on. There is something a little bit therapeutic, a bit sort of bedtime vibes about rolling it on. Next up is Parisian Musk from Matiere Premiere. Oh my gosh, did I wear this a lot in the summer. This, and I got it in the summer, so it was the perfect time to buy it. This creamy, milky, green fig. Oh my days, it's like fig milk. That doesn't sound too good, but it is delicious. This is just ultimate clean girl, cool girl, it girl vibes. It's chic as anything. Parisian Musk, I know what they were going for. Oh, it's a type of fragrance I could just sit and smell. I would never have loved this a year, 2 years ago. If I thought about the Sophie that started collecting fragrances in her, I hate to say it, early 20s, we're not anymore, she would hate this. Like, she would physically be like, this is disgusting. Like, I only liked just sweet, really girly girl. Obviously, and I still have that sort of draw to fragrances occasionally, but I would have hated this. I would have hated the fact that there was figure in here. Now I cannot get enough of everything that smells a little bit green, figgy. It's just everything. Next up, we have a sexy one. Are you ready? Are you ready? I mean, I don't know if you're ready. Oh, Fetish La Rose from Christian Louboutin. Oh my god. I mean, the bottle is just, it's everything. It's everything. Thank God I upgraded my storage for my perfumes and I got this nice cabinet, because this would not have fit the housing situation that I had for my perfumes. So extra. Oh, this is so sexy. This is so sexy. Complete juxtaposition from something like Parisian Musk. This is sex. This is sexual. Very, very, very naughty. This is date night vibes. This is really nice dinner. I actually wore this going out to a nice restaurant a couple of weeks ago. It's cherry, it's pepper, it's vanilla. It's a very simple note breakdown, but it doesn't need to be complicated to be absolutely brilliant. Sometimes the simplest fragrances are some of the best ones, and this is exactly what the situation is with Fetish La Rose. This is a special occasion, special date night, that kind of situation. It just has that pull towards it, and I don't overly like a cherry fragrance. I go back and forth with thinking I need a cherry fragrance in my life. If you wear this, you will just entice people. You will just bring them in. Addictive, loud, powerful sensation. It reminds me of something like Venom Incarnate from Stefan Humbert Luca, which I won't speak about in this video other than it just has the similar vibe. They obviously smell completely different, but I reserved those two fragrances for date night occasions where you want a bit of a weapon. Next up, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I had the biggest nostalgic feeling come over me, and I was like, I need to buy Britney Spears Curious. It was like £12. Like, I need to do it. And I'm a little bit sad because this is actually making me emotional. My eyes are welling up. It doesn't quite smell how I remember this smelling at school. In the 2000s, the early 2000s, it doesn't quite smell how it used to, but it does just bring me this immense sense of nostalgia and being a child, being an early young teenager. Oh, I'm not even going to attempt to describe this fragrance because talking about the notes just doesn't really mean anything. It does smell a little bit different to what I remember it smelling like, but it also does make me really happy. And will I ever wear this? No, probably never, but I will happily pick it up and smell it in my collection to be reminded of being a child, worry-free, stress-free. Who doesn't want to return to that in your 30s? The big guns. And what I love to like, the big guns. I first tried this fragrance, I didn't like it, I wasn't really wowed. This is like, now become into a solid, really, really like. Do I love it? I don't think so, but I solidly really like it. And I can't deny it's really beautifully composed. If you want a powdery, nutty floral with a little bit of a spice, heliotrope, that nutty almondness is just, it's beautiful. And I won't lie, the compliments on this one are absolutely insane. I don't know if it's just because it's a fragrance that people can smell, so they are complimenting it, or whether everyone that comes across me when I'm wearing this just happens to love it. I'm not sure. This is absolutely one of my most complimented fragrances. I will do a video, of course, on my complimented fragrances at some point. This one will be included because everyone seems to love it. And I'm not going to sit here and say to you that I get compliments all the time wearing fragrances. I absolutely don't. I think if you're English, you rarely compliment anyone. And because you know how awkward English people are when they receive a compliment, if anyone is watching this abroad, we don't compliment each other. We get super awkward when people compliment each other in the UK. Next one, Siren and Sailors Juice Box. I love Juice Box. Juice Box, if you are watching, please send me all of your fragrances because I literally love every single one of them. There are not many brands that you come across and love and rate every single thing that they've created. Juice Box just know how to make a fragrance. And I love their packaging. It's just so unique. This one, This is a jammy, fruity rose. This is a peachy rose. I love peach in fragrance. I know not many people do. It's definitely not a note that I see filters through TikTok and Instagram, but it absolutely should. I would love brands to make more sort of solid peach releases. And not gourmands, I mean things done in a different way. But this, the peachiness in here is to die for. So is the rose because it's so approachable, it's so appealing. It just has everything you want in a rose sweet fragrance. Plus it has the added touch of something boozy. I think there's whiskey and there's rum in here, but it's the perfect amount. It's not too much, it doesn't overpower the fragrance. You still get the rose, you still get the peach. Also really get something a little watery, and not in a way that this fragrance is sort of weak or anything like that. It's not at all. It's actually really long lasting and it projects quite well. But there is something dew covered. It's almost like if you imagine the rose, imagine a pink rose or a red rose, and imagine that there's water droplets on it. Next up, Eclair from Lattafa is a dupe for Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. I must admit, I think they did a very good job. I mean, it is a 1-for-1 dupe. It smells exactly the same. I don't think I would be able to tell the difference between these two fragrances if I was wearing them. It smells so much like Bianco Latte. And I won't lie, I get a really screechy opening from Bianco Latte. I don't know whether it's just my bottle, I don't know whether it's just the batch that I had. Once it's settled down, it's fine. But there's an opening blast that is so screechy and it goes straight to the back of my throat. I don't get this at all with Eclair. I think they did such a good job. Creamy, frothy, vanillic, just deliciousness. But this is a complete cupcake girly girl vanilla. And am I reaching for this? No, not at the moment, I won't lie. But do I regret buying it? Absolutely not, because it was about 20 quid. All right, next up, Faces of Francis by Wilhelm. I only have the cute little 10 or 20 ml, I can't remember how big these are. I should have got the full bottle, but I wasn't sure if I really, really liked it. I know that sounds strange, even though I bought it anyway, but it was one of those things that when I picked it up and smelt it, I was like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. I haven't smelled anything like this. And I didn't know whether getting it and then unpackaging it, and I didn't know if I was just being sucked in to the excitement of buying a new fragrance, because anyone that collects fragrances you get that rush. You get that rush when you buy a new fragrance. And I didn't know whether I was just being pulled in. Not that the sales person was doing anything. I bought this in store, but I couldn't tell. But I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. This will be 100ml purchase for me. And for me, this is a fragrance that if I just looked at the notes, I don't think I would have been drawn into this. There is a pistachio note. I can detect a nutty sweetness running through the fragrance, but what would have put me off is that there's aldehydes in here. But do not think Chanel No. 5, do not think anything like that. It just gives a little zing and lightness to the fragrance and gives it a slightly airiness in the beginning. But this is very, very woody, but a very sweet woody. It's not a dry woody. It's almost resinous woody. There's some ambergris in here. There's some styrax. There's some juniper. So it's not notes that would have gravitated and sort of pulled me in. So I'm so glad that I picked it up and I just smelt it in store, because looking online, I mean, I would have gone to Dear Polly, Mango Skin, those types of things, just off the note breakdown. It does have saffron in here, which I love as a note. So that sort of warm, ambery sweetness. And it almost brings that sort of bitter, sour brightness to the beginning, along with the aldehydes. I think it's the top note, I can't actually remember. And the packaging of Wilhelm. Even the attention to detail they put into this little 10ml size is very, very impressive. I love a magnetic cap. Next up, the Rosendo Mateu, I don't know how to pronounce it. The number that no one ever speaks about. Everyone speaks about number 5. I smell number 5, it's great. But number 6. Jasmine, sandalwood, musk. And I am so surprised. I don't really like jasmine, but this is a jasmine dominant fragrance. It also has some fruitiness though. I get a lot of coconut that's in here. So for me, it's almost a tropical floral. I think there might also be yellow florals in here too. I almost pick up a ylang ylang sensation. I could imagine layering this with ylang and gold from Eclair. It has a similar, they don't smell the same. Don't think I am recommending a like for like. But both of them almost have that waxy sweetness to them. Ylang and Gold definitely has that. It has something a little waxy, like a Barbie doll head almost. This sort of has that, maybe a little bit less. Maybe it's a little dialed down. There's a little bit of sandalwood in here as well, so there's a slight creaminess, and the way that mixes with the coconut, epic. I went to Greece last year. If I had had this in Greece, I would have wore this every single night out to dinner. That is where I picture something like this. Not in the day, in the evening, black slip dress, floaty, floral dress. Next up, Iris Malakan from Maison Crivelli. This is the first Maison Crivelli that I have, and I am so glad I started with this one. And as you can tell from the bottle, I have not wore this a great deal. It's mainly because it is so strong, you literally only need 2 sprays, 3 sprays max, because you will choke yourself out. It's orris root, it's a little leather, it's vanilla, it's a little musk. It's got some interesting other facets to it. There's some cypress and there's some mastic in here, if that's how you say the latter. So it's very resinous, it's almost like pine-like. Think a slight smell of a Christmas tree, very slightly. That's what the greenness is in here for me. There definitely is the galvanum, that's definitely there. So there's a lot of angles of greenness, but I can tell from how this has sat for a while that it's getting a little sweeter. And I will admit, if the vanilla wasn't in here, I think this would be a step too far for me, because it is very earthy, slightly powdery with the orris root. But the greenness in here is something that's definitely acquired. Similar to something like Parisian Musk, obviously not the same, but I wouldn't have liked them a couple of years ago. And I think one that gives the wearer an air of sophistication. Like if you wear this, you know your fragrance, you know your perfume, and you like the finer things in life. Next up, two Parfums de Marly's, Kayali and the original Valaya. Let's talk about Kayali first. This is one of my favourite Parfums de Marly's. Frangipani, peachiness, vanillic, a little bit of mimosa. It's so fun to wear. This is so fun. If you think about Delina as being this very sort of elegant, well-to-do woman, which is how I picture someone wearing Delina, this is almost like the fun sister. This is carefree. This makes me instantly happy. And I love, like I say, I love a peach note in a fragrance. And I know this, someone might say, if someone is watching, in the comments that this is a plum accord, but I think there is actually peach in here because there's an accord. I think if I'm remembering correctly, that means there is something else added. If there is plum here, if there's an accord, it will have a layer of something else within that note. So I think there's definitely peach in here. You're lying. If there's no peach in here, Parfums de Marly are lying. It smells like peach. And I will hook you onto a layering combination. If you want to make this just slightly sweeter than it already is, firstly, I think it's perfect. You do not need to layer her. And in fact, I'm not one for layering often. But if you do want to layer, wear this with Vanilla 28 from Kayali. Oh my goodness, is that a gorgeous combination. It just amps up the sweetness and just amps up that addictiveness. I do it in a way that I put the Vanilla 28 on first and then I go over with more of Kayali, and that is just the perfect combination. And I have wore so much of Kayali. Trying to see where I am. I think I'm here. I'm nearly halfway, and I only got her this year and not that long ago, so I need to calm down. Okay, Valaya. I hated this when I smelled this first. I hated it. But what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me? This is the most perfect, clean girl, musky, again slightly peachy. Can you see a theme? There's a little bit of orange blossom, there's musk, there's that akigala wood that's in here, so it has that kind of addictive, woody molecule. It has that beautiful airiness to it, that musky, airy, just floating on a cloud, but it has that addictive sweetness from the peach. It's one of the most perfectly executed, musky, fruity, slightly woody fragrances. It's giving clean girl, it's giving it girl vibes, elegant in a bottle. And I used to think I didn't like orange blossom, but I love the way that orange blossom is in here. I think I hate sweet orange blossom because it's so sweet and it's just like that cupcake, icky sort of sweetness with the way that orange blossom is and like the marshmallowiness. But this is grown. Orange blossom for a grown woman, not a girly girl, a grown woman. And in my 30s, this is what I want to smell like. Slightly similar to Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. And Ex Nihilo, Fleur Narcotique came first. So this is a slightly different take, a similar take on Fleur Narcotique. There's definitely, if you look at the note breakdown of both of them, and I know people say no breakdowns of marketing, and okay, it might be marketing, but there is a definite similar DNA running through both of those fragrances. So if you like Fleur Narcotique and you don't have Valaya yet, you will absolutely love it because they are basically the same type of fragrance. They are slightly different, but you get my drift. Next up is one that I've never heard anyone talk about. Anyone. This is Teapot S from Ode Honor. Oh wow. I discovered this in Liberty. I discovered the whole brand in Liberty, and so many of them are on my wish list. And these cute little 50 mls are too much. And this is beautiful magnetic cap. Oh, my meditative, feeling zen. If I did Pilates, this is what I would wear to Pilates. I don't do Pilates. I'm a weightlifting girl. I'm not a Pilates girl. Pepper, it's lemon, it's sage. Tea fragrance. This is the main accord that's in here. And I think, if I'm saying this right, I've never heard of this type of tea. Hojicha, a toasted green tea. Definitely something toasted in here. When I smelled it in store, I picked up something slightly ricey. And that's really interesting because that is where that toasted sensation comes from. It's almost like a toasted rice note. There's no rice listed, but I get that sensation. And there's also a little bit of orris in here, a little bit of musk. It is exactly what I want to smell like in my 30s. It's also a perfect, in my opinion, work fragrance. Nothing about this is offensive. Everyone would appreciate the way that you smell. No one would think that you smell too much for the office. No one would be like, oh my god, what are you wearing? For instance, if I wore something like Iris Malakan to work, I think that would be a step too far for most people. But if I wore this, absolutely. It's giving professional corporate girly. Next up, Le Papier from Diptyque. This is my first ever Diptyque. I'm so excited. I literally unboxed this earlier today. It's too much. I haven't got over the hype, you know? I haven't got over the hype of buying a new fragrance and unboxing it. And for reference point, I got this off 50ml, which are a Italian retailer, along with another fragrance which I will speak about, on a bit of a discount. They're a really good sort of online distributor. Lots of different brands, so I definitely recommend checking them out. But Diptyque Le Papier, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be a Diptyque girly. I'm so happy. I feel like I've been admitted to the fold, you know? It's rice, it's musk, it's mimosa, it's a little bit woody. It's mainly this soft baby skin, just ultimate gorgeous skin scent. And I'm not a skin scent girly, okay? I have gone through a transition period. I clearly am now a skin scent girly, but as you can see from going through this list of fragrances that we've been through, if you are still here, oh my goodness, you're amazing. But you can see a lot of different types of fragrances. And I think when we got to Valaya, Teapot S, you started to see maybe a shift in the types of fragrance, because I think they are very sort of that clean girl, it girl, Pilates girl vibe. And Le Papier is an extension of that sort of vibe at the moment and what I want to smell like. Am I always going to be wanting to smell like this? No. But right now, a yes, yes, yes. At the moment, something like this, something like Teapot S, something like Valaya, those are the fragrances, and also Parisian Musk when it's summery, those are the types of fragrances that I'm gravitating to more towards the most at the moment. I cannot believe this is the first ever Diptyque that I've purchased. I feel like it's a special moment. Alright guys, we're at the end of the video. We have one more fragrance and I haven't even properly taken her out of the box yet. I have undone, but I haven't taken her out, so I'm going to do this with you. This is The Meal from Bianame, and a fragrance that I discovered in Liberty, a brand that I discovered in Liberty. I had never heard of this before. I will take her out down here so you can't see, and then I will show you. This is too much, this is too much. How freaking beautiful is that packaging? I'm sorry, but that seashell cap? No, it's too much. If you like a powdery fragrance, you need look no further. This is all purple florals. This is violet, this is heliotrope, this is iris. It also has carrot seeds in here and raspberry, and on sniff, apparently mushrooms, but I don't think that is correct. And that is a 2021 formulation, and obviously this is a newer bottle than that. If there is mushrooms in here, they're the best goddamn mushrooms I have ever smelt, but I don't think they're in here. There's a little bit of rose as well, so just to add a little bit more powderiness, and the rose is powdery. There's a little bit of something sweet from some raspberry, so a delicate, light, fruity sweetness, but not a lot at all. Don't think it's fruity, because it really isn't. There is just a slight touch of something fruity, but it's mainly powdery. It's all about those purple florals. I can't really smell the carrot seeds. I can't really smell anything like that, but it might be adding to the slight fruitiness maybe. This is ultimate elegance. It's giving Marie Antoinette, court of Versailles, France, 18th, 17th century. I can't remember. This is what I imagine her boudoir would smell like when she invited people in and she put on her makeup in front of her ladies in waiting, in front of whoever that would be watching her. It's giving grown woman, it's giving royalty, it's giving elegance, womanly. That is it, guys. We are at an end of my first Lord of the Rings length trilogy video. I hope if anyone is watching this, you enjoyed the recommendations, you enjoyed the journey through all of these different fragrances that I've added in 2025, and I cannot wait to bring you videos in 2026. 2026 is going to be my year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!